We're going to begin with the Black National Anthem, and you may stand with us as we sing.
Before we start, we would like to dedicate this song to Principal Lee and all of her hard work, because she worked so very hard to put this school together. And not only do I miss her as a principal, but I miss her as a person who cared about me and all the other students that go here. So, yeah, I would just like to dedicate this song. Lift every voice and sing
Till earth and heaven ring,
ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea.
sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us.
Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun.
Of our new day begun.
Let us march on till victory is won.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. If I could have your attention, please. What a beautiful day, wouldn't you say? It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here today, to actually live long enough to see this come to pass, even just to play a part in this grand opening of the Concordia Faubion Facility 3 to PhD. You know, the science is still out concerning prayer, whether it really works. I don't know. Some say it does, some say it doesn't. But for that little boy or that little girl that prayed for a solution to the problem of education, poverty, and survival, this appears to be their answer. What may seem to some as an everyday occurrence or innovation, to that little boy or girl is a miracle. I've been invited to do the invocation, but be it known here today, religion can involve prayer, but prayer doesn't have to involve religion. Proof of this can be found in our great American justice system, seeing that we pray to the judge. My source, they say you should cite, is the government glossary of legal terms. So with collective hearts of gratitude for this innovative miracle we are witnessing here today, let us commence with the invocation. To the creator of this world as we know it and universe is yet to be discovered, together we celebrate this moment in time. As a people and a community, we are grateful for those who labored behind the scenes and in the forefront to make this a reality. We are thankful for the seeds that will be sown in the lives of our children and youth, the now generation that will ensure our future is better than our past. For Concordia, Faubion, and the Portland Public School District, who have partnered together to focus on the bigger picture of shaping, molding, and arming the minds of our little ones to adults, 3 to PhD. We are eternally grateful. As future generations look on and see, let it be known, we passed this way. I give this invocation in the name of that which we find most sacred and holy. Now let all the people say, and it is so. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, and welcome today. Very excited about today. Welcome to all of you. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this historic day, which is the grand opening of Faubion School, Concordia University, a 3 to PhD community. And it's truly a community, and I think that that's why you're all here. So thank you very much for being here today. I'm Ken Scott. I'm the president of CEO of Trillium Family Services, and I'm also a member of the Concordia University Council of Trustees. So I'm here for a couple of reasons, and on both counts, I'm very excited to be here, very proud to be here. And it's a special time to come together as we think about, in the world that we live in, the importance of collaboration to build capacity together. It's not always easy, and we've done this. We've come together, and I think that we've created unity around this concept of more resilient, healthier, better educated communities. And I just really want to thank everybody for leaning into that and being here today. So to kick things off, I want you to welcome our City of Portland Mayor, Ted Wheeler.
Well, thank you. And it's a tremendous honor to be here today to recognize this important milestone. This incredible new education facility is much, much more than just a building or even a school. It's the lifeblood and the heartbeat of an entire community. Look around you. See who's here. The youngest person I've seen here today looks to be about 3.5 weeks old. And I'll be diplomatic and just say I'm probably the oldest person here. It's an important symbol for our nation that expresses both the value of education and the value of communities that we must collectively continue to live out as an example for our children and for future generations. Think about that. This effort today will still be here generations hence. And think about that in terms of the ripple effects it will create for this great community. In its most concise form, 3 to PhD aims to create a safer, healthier, and more educated community. 3 to PhD restores school as the heartbeat of a community, and it includes wraparound services for children and families, early childhood education, health and wellness programs, STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math educational opportunities. And of course, one-on-one tutors, mentors, and coaches from Concordia University. I applaud you, the community and the founders, for bringing this incredible vision to life here today. When the doors open, it becomes our responsibility to then live out the vision. With pride, the City of Portland invested $500,000 in this community-focused public-private partnership. It's with great pride that today I recognize your collective community contribution. Thank you, and again, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Wheeler, for your inspiration. leadership, the City Council, Commissioner Nick Fish, and the $500,000 contribution to make this vision possible. Part of that contribution, we appreciate that very, very deeply. Before we move on to our next speaker, I realized that I made a huge mistake, and that is we're supposed to start the program with the national anthem. And so we have Jesse Nile who is going to do that for us today. And I apologize deeply.
We all want to face the flag's going to be out there today. Thank you. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jesse. I guess that was kind of like having the first play of the Super Bowl and then doing the national anthem. But nonetheless, we're going to carry on here. At this point, I would like to introduce Chief Education Officer and Policy Advisor to Governor Kate Brown, Lindsay Katz.
Are we excited to be here? Come on, are we excited to be here? This is a great day, and on behalf of Governor Kate Brown, I'd like to offer her congratulations and that of the state of Oregon on the opening of this innovative approach to education, Faubion School. When we at the state talk about closing the opportunity gap for Oregon students, we acknowledge the power of community to elevate and focus on the needs of each and every child. We listen to understand the conditions that students and families too often have to navigate within and beyond our school walls. We work to foster strong partnerships rooted in the community to empower our students, our parents, our families, and ensure that each have the necessary wraparound supports they need to reach their full potential in every way. And last and certainly not least, we look to educators to create the opportunities for learning that fully engage our students as individuals with teaching and learning responsive to the context of their unique individual assets, to their own community and their cultural identity. I don't have to be the one among all of the distinguished leaders up here today to tell you that we see these principles and values alive in Faubion and within this unique and hopefully enduring partnership. But I can tell you how proud the governor and the state of Oregon are to be a partner in Faubion. We commend Portland Public Schools, Concordia University, Kaiser Permanente, Trillium Family Health Service, and others for your innovation, your leadership, and your commitment in an ongoing way to achieve the full vision of Faubion, as the mayor talked about. We want to congratulate all of you, and most especially the parents and families, and students and educators that will call Faubion home, for being a national model and an example to schools and communities throughout Oregon by integrating pre-kindergarten, early learning, K-8, health services, and a college of education all in one place, here. In doing so, you empower all partners to focus on student needs, both in school and outside of school. And you create a seamless path from preschool to college and beyond for every student. In many ways, this innovative partnership embodies, in real and in practical terms, our vision for education as the state of Oregon. And you've reimagined a school as the heartbeat of a community where educators prepared in this rich environment will graduate as advocates for students and their families, knowing the full potential partnership that can be drawn upon in serving each of our students. These educators will have the opportunity to share this know-how and leadership beyond here, beyond this community, to many others and places of need across our state. We are committed to continuing to partner with you in the important work that lies ahead, and I think about the principal today who will lead this work. And we want to support you in your efforts in the university and the district. And we want to continue to grow and develop Faubion within this strong community. As we heard in the opening anthem, truly today is a time to lift every heart and sing. And we will continue to do that together. On behalf of the governor and the state of Oregon, thank you so much, and congratulations to all of you.
Thank you for those words, Dr. Capps. Now it's my pleasure to introduce a long-term public servant, currently serving as our Oregon State Senator. Ladies and gentlemen, Lou Frederick.
Thank you very much. I appreciate, really, truly appreciate being here. And you're going to hear from all sorts of speakers who will thank you for for being part of this effort. But I wanted to start off with in a little different way. And that is that I don't have to make the kind of speech that I usually give when I'm sitting in front of a group of students or parents or whatever. I often have to say, I apologize. I apologize ahead of time because I know you're going to be choosing my nursing home. And I want you to know that we are going to try to do the best we can to make things better for you so that you're going to be healthy, wealthy, and happy. Those are the lines I usually use when I'm talking with a group of students. I don't have to do that now. That is really an extraordinary thing. We have done something here that is outstanding, and we should be not only proud of it, we should be cheering as much as possible. It is really amazing for us to be able to be here and say we have an idea, a look to the future that we're going to work on. Now, a lot of folks are going to tell you that this is an innovative project, and it is innovative in a number of ways, but it's not unique. All of these ideas are out there. We have known that we needed wraparound services for children. We knew that parents and families needed to be involved. We knew that early childhood education was important to how our students were going to be. Health and wellness programs were important. Tapping into the curiosity of every kid, every adult, every teacher is important. You can call that STEM, STEAM, or whatever you want to call it, but tapping into that curiosity is important, and it gets people really riled up and ready to work with things. We know that one-on-one tutors and mentors and coaches are important for every child. We know that. We put these things together into this system, and it's extraordinary. I was lucky enough to go to 3 different university schools. Southern University Laboratory School in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Scotlandville, Louisiana, if you really want to be accurate. And it is an extraordinary school. It's still going. But it put all of these things together there too, and it brought a university system and teachers who were working, and new teachers, people who wanted to be teachers, together with students. It works. This idea works. It is not just innovative. We've already tried it out. Well, this is not an experiment. We know that it works, but it only works if all of us are involved in it. And I can't tell you, perhaps you can get a sense, I am so excited by this possibility that we will see real change take place, and ripple effects are an understatement. We will see the children come out of here curious, ready to take on the world. They may not be doing the coding that we think is important right now, but they will be coming up with flexibility. They will be flexible enough to take on the world that we don't have any idea about. We don't know what jobs they're going to have, but they will be flexible enough, and they'll have the mentorship and the support that will come out of not just this building, but out of the minds and the people are all around us here. This is extraordinary. Cheer yourself, cheer the kids, cheer the teachers who are going to be doing this, the principals, the administrators, everyone involved. We should be raising a loud cheer for thanking them for doing their work. And thank you very much.
And Lou, we're excited that you represent the state of Oregon. So thank you very much for that. I have kind of a cool special announcement here. In this box is a gift from Senator Ron Wyden. And it is a flag that actually flew in Washington, D.C., and will now be flying here at this campus. So I think that is pretty exciting. So I'm sure there's a plaque that will go with this that says, "This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of Senator Ron Wyden on the occasion of the reopening of Faubion Elementary School in partnership with Concordia University." So, two people that really don't need a lot of introduction here, at least for the Faubion and Concordia community, is our principal, Jennifer McCauley, and the Dean of the College of Education, Cheryl Reinisch. And I want you to know, I've served on the governing council for the 3 to PhD program, and I have to tell you, these folks have put in minutes, days, hours, weeks. Their contribution is unbelievable, and of course will continue on. So without further ado.
Welcome. An African proverb says it best. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And so together, we stand here as the first educational leaders of this brand new school to welcome you and express our gratitude.
3 to PhD exemplifies collaboration and the power of community. Our community came together first as neighbors, then as partners in education, then as dreamers and doers, and now as family.
This collaborative endeavor began 10 years ago when beloved Principal LaShawn Lee first arrived at Faubion School. As Principal Lee shared her dreams for Faubion School with Concordia, ideas began to bloom. Over the next few years, opportunities for Concordia students to volunteer in various capacities grew. From teaching art lessons and helping set up classrooms, to supervising games at recess and developing a healthy backpack program, our bond as neighbors and as partners in education strengthened. And people started to take notice.
Leaders from Portland Public School, Concordia University, and Trillium Family Services imagined the possibility of creating a new facility for learning. With the passing of the bond measure, thanks to our community's support, plans were underway. Through our 26 design advisory group meetings, members of our community came together and shared their hopes for a state-of-the-art, welcoming school that fosters a safer, healthier, and more educated community.
Our community's hopes and dreams kindled 3 to PhD. More than a building, 3 to PhD focuses on the entire child, providing support to children and their families from the first 3 trimesters through adulthood, so every single child can pursue their highest dreams.
Today, we stand before you as we open the doors to our beautiful new building. But it's what takes place inside that makes our school so amazing. Our multi-story welcome hall and family resource center greets families as they walk into the school.
Our Early Learners Academy serves 118 students in our infant and toddler through preschool classrooms. The beautiful classrooms lead outdoors to a natural, amazing playground that would make all of us wish to be young again.
Trillium Family Services continues to provide the mental health support that families have grown accustomed to. And we're thrilled that Kaiser Permanente Northwest has joined our family to provide health and dental care to students at Faubion and Concordia. In addition, students and families will be able to purchase healthy foods at a reasonable cost at Basics Food Club.
With a curriculum that fosters inquiry and design thinking, our new building includes a state-of-the-art high school level science lab, an art studio with pottery wheels and a kiln, a technology design studio, and 2 maker spaces to promote STEAM for all ages.
Finally, the new facility houses Concordia University's College of Education. We are proud to prepare the next generation of teachers through this innovative model.
And so we say thank you. Thank you to our families, and thank you to our community members for sharing your dreams and support for a school that is the heartbeat of the community.
Thank you to our amazing faculty and staff who have embraced 3 to PhD as we redefine the current educational model.
Thank you to our leaders at Portland Public Schools, Concordia University, Trillium Family Services, Kaiser Permanente, and Basics for your vision, tenacity, and drive, always keeping Faubion students at the forefront.
Thank you to our generous donors who've made these wonderful spaces possible. And thank you to those who have worked countless hours to bring us to this moment in time and who have made this dream a reality.
And finally, as proud as we are of this beautiful building and of 3 to PhD's amazing programs, it's our wonderful students who actually bring it to life. To our students from the very youngest to the very oldest, thank you for inspiring us and igniting a passion within us to walk a new path together in education. We dedicate this building to our students of all ages. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal McCauley and Dean Reinisch. Really excited about introducing our next guest, and I think that Portland has been waiting for a while. In fact, I think it's the most excited we've been in a long time about a California coming to join us. We have with us our new Portland Public School Superintendent, Gilberto Guerrero. Guadalupe Guerrero.
Wow, good afternoon, everybody. So I am Guadalupe Guerrero, the new incoming superintendent of schools, proudly. And as any new employee always should, they should start off by recognizing their new bosses. So I want to make sure and ask them to please wave, both present and former Board of Education directors. Could you please be acknowledged? I know you're all here. Fantastic. You're going to hear from our board president in just a moment. I also want to pay props to former Superintendent Carol Smith, who is here as well. I don't do good behind a podium. So allow me the luxury, please, while I have the mic. I think you heard the prior speakers before me, and I'm going to stay on this theme. Great things can happen when the community comes together in service of kids. And I think that's the shared objective that we all have. I think this is just one more example of what is possible when we put our heads together. Where else can you find partnerships, live and pragmatically speaking, where a principal and a dean are side by side their offices, having regular day-to-day conversations about the students that they are serving, whether those students are young or adults, all learning to better serve the children of this community. And speaking as someone who has spent over 20 years in public education, as a principal who worked hard to transform a school in an underserved community, I can fully appreciate the evidence-based model that we're about to open the doors to here. When you make those kinds of critical wraparound supports available to our students, when as a teacher, I knew in my classroom that kind of access and equity at the school could make a big difference in ensuring all of the students could be successful and be ready to learn. So as a principal and as a teacher, I can appreciate that, but I also can appreciate it for my personal experience. Because as a student, had I had some of the features that this school community is going to have, aiming to be a full-service community school model, I would have benefited, and perhaps I could have had even more opportunities to be successful in my learning at school. So I just want to underline the fact, when you see all of these individuals, yes, there are lots of examples of schools across the country that work in partnership to do something like this. The difference here is that everyone here has actually come together to execute on that idea. This is something that didn't exist before. As I was walking in the door, someone said to me, I have a lot of history here. I've been here a long time. It started as this little school. Look at us now. Look at us now. Look at this place. It's incredible. Wait till our kids walk in on Wednesday morning and they look up and their eyes are this big and they think about, wow, what kind of value does this community have for me as a learner, as a student, as a future leader in my community when I get to come to a place like this and be taken care of. Isn't that a wonderful thing? So the exciting thing about coming here to help provide leadership in the Portland Public Schools is this is just another example of what is possible. And we're going to add that to the school portfolio, and it's another jewel. And I look forward to continuing my visits here to this school and watching it grow and learning what lessons might apply to many other communities that are going to be able to benefit from some of the features that we have here. So working closely with me on that is our Board of Education Directors. So I want to bring up our president, Julia Brim Edwards, to share a few words on their behalf as well.
Okay, you can see what we saw in him, can't you? So we're delighted not only to have a new superintendent, but also a new school. And I'm really thrilled to be part of this historic day and to have all of you here. So Faubion's the first new school that Portland's built in the last 20 years. And while Guadalupe already recognized some people involved in it, I want to take a few minutes to just ask some people to stand up, because this has been a long project. And I'm going to ask all the former and current board members and former Superintendent Carol Smith. So this was, it's amazing, because from the very inception of this project to the build to today, they've had their shoulder to the wheel, sort of focused on the prize. So can all the board members, I know there's some out here, stand up and be recognized, and the former board members? think it's really important also, it's been mentioned that this was a bond-funded project from Portland Public Schools standpoint, but that really means the taxpayers in our community, they saw that this idea had merit and supported it, and we really owe a debt to our community for those funds and for the continuing support. I also want to thank Todd Construction and Bora Architects, as well as our project managers, Eric Girding and Ayanya Horn. We wouldn't have this beautiful building without them. In addition, Jerry Vincent, who's the Office of School Modernization, I saw him earlier, but maybe he's out like fixing something or doing a last minute. But really, the Office of School Modernization and the tradesmen and women who worked on this facility have produced a marvelous gift to our community. So I want to just really shout out to them, the people behind the scenes. They're handing over a great school to our kids. This is a partnership that's going to be life-changing for many of our families. It's going to be a place where student health, wellness, and education are coming together in a very unique way. And this partnership is going to create a symbiotic relationships. Our students and staff are going to have a tremendous benefit of having Concordia's education students working alongside our kids, and kids who are looking how they fit into the world and thinking about what they might want to be when they grow up. What better role models will they have than our future teachers? How lucky are we to have this relationship? So just on behalf of the Portland School Board, I want to say thank you to the community for delivering this marvelous gift to us. And I know we all can't wait for the doors to open tomorrow because great things are going to happen in this place.
Now I would like to welcome Multnomah County Chair, Deborah Kafori.
I am awestruck by what this community has done, working across organizations, industries, and institutions. This new campus represents our community's strength, creativity, and determination at its very best. I grew up here in Northeast Portland, and I knocked, I'm sure Lou can agree with this, I've knocked on almost every door in this neighborhood. And what I saw then and what I see now is the challenges that young families face in trying to nurture and support their kids. I can't think of a better opportunity for those kids and this neighborhood than this partnership. One thing that really excites me about the 3 to PhD is that children as young as 6 weeks old will be on this campus, able to get a jump start on their bright futures. And anyone who's ever worked with me knows how much I love babies. I will stop any meeting the minute a baby comes in the room, so just be warned. Once the babies show up, I'm coming back. We know more than ever about the importance of supporting brain development with nurturing, nutrition, learning, and love. And these community-based solutions and best practices are represented here in the new Early Childhood Education Center. I firmly believe that our children's health and success is our responsibility. All of us, not just our schools, universities, or places with education in their names. We each have a role in making and keeping our community a place of safety, trust, belonging, and thriving. Our kids, all of them, are counting on us. Thank you very much.
I think one of the phenomenal things about a partnership like this is when you look at collaboration and how difficult collaboration can be, oftentimes it comes down to, are there leaders willing to emerge? Are there leaders willing to innovate, to think outside of the box? And I'm really excited to introduce to you President Charles Schlimpert, because I definitely feel that as the president of Concordia University, he put a stamp of approval and his leadership mark on this from the very beginning. So I want to introduce Chuck to the crowd.
Thank you. LaShawn, it's so good to see you here. Really. I'm glad we could do this together. This has been a dream for a long time of ours. She's the sister I never had, and she's the mother of all these kids. And we've just been really blessed by her leadership and presence. On Saturday, the university welcomed 200 plus new freshmen to campus. And as a part of that conversation, one of our education faculty members said, Angela Bossenkohl said to them, she introduced them to 3 to PhD because many of them are going to spend a lot of time in this building. And so when she was talking about it, you know, we've lived and eat and breathed this thing, but another light came on because it's 3 to PhD is kind of the heart and soul of what we're doing here. And it dawned on me, while we talk about the community and we talk about the university and the transformation of community and all of those things, and our mission is to prepare leaders who transform society, what dawned on me on Saturday was that this is not a university transforming a community. This is about a community, including the university, transforming the education of its kids. And that really is powerful. I mean, think about it. We have not only Portland Public Schools, Trillium Family Services, Basics, Kaiser Permanente, the university, and all of you are making this possible and this dream come true to create a model that I would argue isn't like any other model in the country, and lots of people are going to come and see this thing, which has come to pass. We've already put into place a number of measures to begin to analyze and prove that what we're doing works. So that's all yet to come. So the exciting part really is yet to come. I would like to add a personal note. Welcome to our new superintendent. It's great to have you here, and look forward to welcome you to the fray, and look forward to working together with you and Carol Smith for all of the support and the partnership that you've given over the years. It's been just very spectacular. Thank you. And so finally, a project like this doesn't happen without a whole bunch of people. And so to all of you who have in some way contributed time, energy, thought, money, whatever it might be, thank you from the bottom of my heart. To 2 very special friends and colleagues, Gary Withers and Kevin Matheny. For those of you who know them, we know this project might not have happened without them involved. And so thank you, gentlemen, both. And finally now, we walk together as we work with the community, with Portland Public Schools, with all hands raised, everybody pushing together, that we now walk together into this building that's a blessing to our kids. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chuck. Along this journey in building community, clearly Faubion parents have been instrumental in ensuring that this continue today and will be a inclusive and supportive place for all children. So if you're a parent, can we have the parents from this community please stand? We'd love to acknowledge you and give you a hand. Thank you. I referenced our governance council earlier, and there are representatives from the organizations that form 3 to PhD, and of course from the community. And we're going to have a reflection right now from Kimberly Dixon, who is on our governance committee. And I have to tell you, I am just thrilled that she's here today. She's been such an instrumental part of helping us shape and think about what this community can be. Thank you.
Well, good afternoon, y'all. I would say that it's Hawaii hot, however, there's not really the trade wind, so it's Africa hot to me right now. So So with that, can I just begin to say how grateful I am? How truly, tremendously grateful I am. This school has been in my backyard, or I should say I've been in their front yard, for a number of years. And to see what has happened, to see us go from where we were to the rubble, to the rebuild, is just phenomenal. So I hope you feel the same way. I stand before you as one of the many proud Faubion parents. This year, my 6th student of Faubion gets to walk through these doors as a 7th grader. This is her first and only school, and she is preceded by 5 of her brothers, of which 2 are now off to college. Thank you. I have a heavy sigh when I think of that, and frankly, my heart is full. The moment I have before you, I cherish as I look out and see the faces by whom and for whom this commemorative moment is here. It is my belief that through 3 to PhD, we have established Faubion and Concordia University as a lighthouse to this community, helping students, family, and community connect with themselves and each other in the pursuit of their highest dreams. To pursue one's highest dreams means to actually be able to dream and obtain that dream unencumbered and supported. While there are those who wondered what we were doing, how we were going to do it, well, we're here now. Not just in the midst of a beautiful state-of-the-art building, but in the midst of an ever-evolving legacy of greatness through our 3 to PhD model. That legacy carries with it the struggles and tears of community that has at times been forgotten, neglected, and gone unseen. The flooding of Vanport and the displacement of Columbia Villa residents are wounds that run deep. However, it is my belief that hope and healing has run deeper. I believe that there has been a subcurrent of such hope through the dedication of a Miss Ramsey who shows up to make science fun and accessible so that my daughter knows no barriers to what she may want to do in life and uses all my vinegar and storage containers for her experiments, habitat creation, and DIYs. And Mr. Laura, who I caught ziplining out there, who has been here for years and sets the learning wave for our kindergartners. I believe in the legacy of hope brought forth by Dr. Harriet Adair, no stranger to classroom or needs of the community, whose service and presence set up a life buoy within this community, helping to navigate us to higher grounds in our desires for better education and a safer community. It runs through the intentionality and inclusivity of the intricate processes that brought forth 3 to PhD from a thought to a vision to an implementation. Such a hope that calms stormy waters, heals and holds together family came nearly 10 years ago to the doors of Faubion. It was a hope that said it could not be the standard for children to be hungry and expected to learn. That it couldn't be the standard for teachers to teach without the proper supplies, and that substandard results would never be our standard. That hope took inventory of what was present and what was missing and went to work with a fervor garnering resources to pour into this family. That hope asked the questions, what if, and why not, and could we? That hope welcomed a hand extended from Concordia University, who asked, what can we do? How can we help? From muffins with mom, donuts with dads, a cup of tea with Principal Lee and more, LaShawn Lee has been the catalyst, the engine that could, the rudder, and the captain. LaShawn, you have been more than a visionary to 3 to PhD. You are a treasure to this family and community, for you gave your whole self, not just to a project or a job, but to the raising of the standard of opportunity for all. Because of you, we are no longer unseen. We are not judged for what we don't have, and we are cared for. Would you all welcome back our former and never forgotten proudest principal of Faubion, LaShawn Lee. Can y'all still hear me? If not, I'll shout. I have a plaque for you that represents the commemorative plaques that we have on both sides of our building. May you never forget that you are loved.
And I just put on special makeup for today. I can't cry. Faubion School plus Concordia University, 3, the PhD community. Wow, baby, we've come a long way since 2008. A long way. On August 21st, 2017, over 2 million people around the world focused their attention on the great state of Oregon to bear witness on how a beautiful partnership between the sun, the moon, and the earth could align so perfectly to be able to create a rare total eclipse across the United States for the first time in 99 years. Remember that day? Some of you took that day off from work. Well, today we are witnessing a total eclipse of our hearts. We are. We are witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime event in which a community located right here in Northeast Portland, standing side by side with extraordinary partners to create a school that is our heartbeat, our treasure chest of the community. A school in which the words love, respect, and honor is the center of our universe. The foundation of this school is to provide a space for families and all students be able to pursue their highest dreams. Thank you. I know I'm loved because you're loved. From the bottom of my heart for allowing me to be a part of this amazing journey. And I want to welcome you back to your new home. Thank you so much.
And with that, man, how do you move on from there? Let me say this. We are going to keep it moving. It is my most esteemed honor and pleasure to introduce to you Portland's very own homegrown writer, educator, community activist, performer, and demo I say, Renee Watson.
Good afternoon.
It is so good to be home. I like to begin by reading a poem by Langston Hughes. Bring me all of your dreams, you dreamer. Bring me all your heart melodies that I may wrap them in a blue cloud cloth away from the too rough fingers of the world. Langston Hughes, 1932. When I think about the times Langston Hughes created in, I am reminded of how brave he was for writing about the world he wanted to see, not just the world he lived in. Langston was a dreamer. He used his voice to do something in the world. When Langston Hughes wrote this poem, the Great Depression was crippling our nation. Our country was segregated. Many were frustrated with the government. And if you lived in the South, it was common to see a black body dangling from a tree. In the face of all of this, Langston wrote about dreams. He believed the people still had a hope, a vision, and he knew that too often faith gets choked out of our souls. And so he beckoned for the dreamers to come, to find a place where their dreams could be nurtured away from the too rough fingers of the world. We are living in similar times. A lot has changed, but there is still much work to be done. And we are gathered here today to celebrate this safe space that exists for our young people, our dreamers, our future, a place to nurture and invest in young minds. I challenge us today to not just have this be a safe space, but a brave space. To the teachers, administrators, and faculty, I ask you to be brave this school year, to be brave enough to ask questions and take risks, to get to know each young person you encounter as an individual with their own unique brilliance. Be brave enough to facilitate conversations about race, class, and gender. Be brave enough to use your voice to stand up and advocate for this community. To the parents, I ask you to be brave enough to see yourself as a partner with this school, to show up and speak up, to volunteer, to shape what this community will become. And to the young people here today, I pray that you realize what a privilege it is that you have this new space made just for you. There was a time in our country where we could not gather like this, a time when it was illegal to teach a black child how to read. And yet, here we are. Young people, be brave enough to hold your head up high and walk through the hallways of your school knowing that a whole community is rooting for you. You are our promise, our dream come true. I encourage you to be brave, bold dreamers this school year. This is your home. This place will forever be a part of your story. What do you want that story to be? My Portland story is full of beauty, but there's also pain. That's what home is. Home is a complicated place with both bitter and sweet moments. As we celebrate this new home, I'd like to share a poem with you about the places that are home to me. This is a poem about where I'm from. I'm made up of East Coast hip hop and island tradition. I'm from Baptist hymns and secular jigs, tambourine playing, late night stand at the church house or my friend's house or their friend's house on the weekends. Where I'm from, there are corduroy hand-me-downs and family keepsakes. Family pictures on the wall, open Bible on the coffee table. I'm from that side of town, where the media only comes for blood shed, blood wasted, never for blood restored, celebrated, or regenerated. I'm from hopscotch and double dutch, from hide and go seek and Pac-Man. I'm from curry goat, rice and peas and beef patties, from turquoise blue water, white sand, and dreadlocks. Reggae is in my blood. Grew up in the Pacific Northwest, a place where rain falls more than sun shines. I'm from Douglas firs and pine trees, where we walk under waterfalls, drive up windy roads, and escape to the beaches on the Oregon coast. Where I'm from, music takes away the blues. I'm from Bob Marley, Mahalia Jackson, Aretha Franklin, James Brown. I'm from Jackson 5 Records and New Edition tapes. Where I'm from, we rewind tapes over and over and over again so you can write down the lyrics and memorize them. Where I'm from, the whole neighborhood is your family. Ladies sit on their porches looking out for you, shooing away boys like flies, calling your mama to tell her what you did before you can get home and lie about it. Where I'm from, people ask my friend, "Is that your hair?" And she says, "Yeah, it's mine. I bought it." I'm from divorce being passed down to children like a family heirloom. I'm from single mamas pushing strollers praying that their babies don't make the same mistakes as them. I'm from a little goes a long way. I'm from sun is gonna shine after the rain. I'm from persevering souls and hardworking hands, from a people destined to make it to their promised land. I'm from been there, done that, can and will do it again. Now you, tell me, where you from? Thank you. Thank you. I think it's important to celebrate where we're from, to acknowledge that there is a past here, and to not forget where it started, and to not forget the people who were here before the newness, right? So how do we hold on to that legacy and embrace what's new? Now, I also think it's important to share your voice and tell your story, and to use your voice to do something powerful in this world. And maybe you will use your voice in a way that doesn't include writing. I want to talk especially to the young people and to our educators that are in this space. I want to challenge you that this school year, you commit to using your voice in big and small ways to honor this home, this neighborhood. Use your voice to celebrate where we come from, to stand up for what's right. This school year, I challenge you not to complain about what you don't like about this community, but to use your talent, voice, and energy to do something, to make this community a better place. This is how we change the world. This is how we build community. Each one of us being brave enough to try, to fight, to love, to forgive, to listen. Each one of us using our voice to nurture the dreamers in our community away from the too rough fingers of the world. I'd like to end with a call and response. This is a commitment, a declaration that we will use our voices to do something good in the world. So what I want you to do is repeat after me. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Go change the world.
Just for a second, if you just kind of hold space to kind of look around at this crowd, look at us and who we are together. You know, it strikes me as I look out, I think there's so many opportunities for divide right now. And here we are together, a community. And I can hear the sound of kids playing in the background, and how powerful that is. And I guess what I would say about that is that the next person that I wondered is, I think that was a lot of the vision that Gary Withers had when he thought about this, the possibilities of this partnership coming together and a community that would better serve kids and families. So Renee is a tough act to follow, and I'm sorry to do this to you, my friend. But ladies and gentlemen, Gary Withers.
Let's have another round of applause for Renee. That was simply stunning. Brave, bold, dreamer. That is LaShawn Lee. Could we have another round of applause? Proudest principal, Portland Public Schools. And there's a gentleman here that deserves a round of applause. imagine that you're a university president and you get some kind of crazy folks like Kevin, Cheryl, LaShawn, Gary, and knock on his door and they say, hey, Mr. President, let's build something that, you know, while Senator Frederick thinks there's another one out there somewhere, there isn't quite one like this out there somewhere. Let's do that. Most presidents, in fact, 99.9% would say, you want to do what? Chuck said yes. Please join me in thanking President Chuck Schumer. So we had a dream, and that dream was to be able to create something that really would have a tremendous impact on the students and families at Faubion, and the students, faculty, and staff at Concordia and Faubion. But Portland Public Schools and Concordia University could never do that alone because we have to ensure that students arrive, even at a beautiful school like this, ready to learn. And that takes, and we've heard it from almost every speaker, that takes the wraparound services. That takes something very, very special. It's my pleasure to be able to introduce to you leaders from 3 of the founders, of the 5 founders. First, Kaiser Permanente. We need health and wellness. We are so fortunate to have the president of Northwest Permanente, the first B Corp, social benefit corporation for physicians in the world, actually in the galaxy. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Imelda Deconas to the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody. And thank you so much to our distinguished guests for joining us and celebrating with us today. And thank you. Thank you, neighbors. Thank you, supporters. Thank you, friends and families of Faubion, of Concordia University, for coming together and making this and bringing this to life. Me siento honrado de estar aquí hoy en nombre de Kaiser Permanente. At Kaiser Permanente, we believe in good beginnings and dignified endings. And what we have collaborated on and brought to life here today, what we will support moving forward is not just good, it is great. It is great beginning for our children, for our community. And long before we ever seek care, long before you ever see the doctor, the foundation for health, wellness, and resilience exists and begins in our homes, in our schools, in our neighborhoods. And 3 to PhD program enhances and supports all of that. I believe the children are our future. That's not just a line from one of my favorite songs. That is our truth for as long as we humans and human societies have existed. So how can you not support this? When our children are healthy in mind, body, and spirit, and here I'm gonna add mouth because we have dental services too. When they are resilient, our children achieve. When our children attain higher education, have a master's, a doctorate, a bachelor's, we all achieve. We all achieve. Our children are our future. We create the promise, the potential of that future today and every day with programs like 3 to PhD, with your help, with your support. El futuro es mucho más brillante. Thanks to all of you for your support. Thanks to all of you for your collaboration and partnership. We create our future together, and because we do it together, that future is brighter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. DeConis. Food insecurity is a major issue at every school, but particularly at a school where there are families with fewer advantages. Love to have Meredith Agert, one of the founders of Basics, our food club, a new concept in food, nutritious food, and healthy food. Meredith, please join us on the podium.
I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be a part of the Faubion community and also the Concordia community, and we look forward to growing with the community.
There are some key other people at Kaiser Permanente who have really worked 2 long, hard years putting this together. Please join me in thanking Tracy, Dan, and Grace, and Dan Field, and so many others at Kaiser. A special shout out to Meredith and her family members who are here, her mother and father who are here, Luann and Chuck, and for Kevin Matheny, who introduced us to the Agert family, this wonderful store. It's been said many times, everybody here is responsible for this amazing, unique, and so potential-filled opportunity. Kim Scott stands sort of in the forefront of that group. As the CEO of Trillium Family Services, he has been with us day in and day out as 3 to PhD has evolved. He's been there as we've touched on the core theme of how do we deal, all of us, with the traumas that affect us daily and impact our ability to learn. In fact, without the services provided by Trillium Family Services, our model wouldn't work. Please join me in thanking and welcoming Kim Scott.
Thank you very much. I haven't got to address you very much at all today, so thank you for the opportunity. What I want to just say briefly about Trillium is that we're more than just, what I've come to understand is we're more than a compilation of programs and services. What we really need to be thinking about, and what 3 to PhD gave us the opportunity, is to be part of community impact, collective impact, being part of community and not just thinking about those kids and families that come through our door. We're really looking at how do we really create social impact. As mentioned earlier, we know what happens to us as children matters in terms of our long-term health. We also know now that what happens in community and the experience that happens in community can really shape the rest of our lives. And I'm profoundly excited about what we can do as a community here together. So thank you all very much.
We'd now like to have Luis, a student at Faubion, and Gino, a student at Concordia. Please come forward. We understand that you have a special gift for our partners here. And then Kim will let you close it up.
So I have 2 more things to do with my duties today as MC. First off, will the speakers join me up on stage?
Yeah. Can you do it? Sorry.
We're going to have a ribbon cutting ceremony. Now somewhere, we've got to have a ribbon. Somebody work with me here. The kids. Okay, will you do that? Okay, so I'm being told. What we're all going to do is
nurses, computer programmers, pilots, and mathematicians here at Faubion School. But this year is special. It's the year we became family. my 626 and growing every moment students are the reason that I smile, that I laugh, and that I cry. You guys are my happy place. They're what makes my heart beat and sometimes break. My students are my everything. My dream for my students, my families, staff, and faculty is that you find hope, success, and personal fulfillment here. This is your school. Congratulations, Faubion School plus Concordia University. It gives me great pleasure to declare our new school officially open. And now, let's breathe some life into this building, throw those doors open, and everybody go cool off and enjoy some self-guided tours. Welcome to the family, everyone. Thank you.